Yes, please.
What are some ways to start to clear the fog, the fear, obligation, and guilt as it relates to family members?
Excellent question. Okay. Well, we will give you a simple one. Some years ago, after this vessel's father died, her relationship with her mother shifted, and there just seemed to be, in her mind and heart, a greater sense of obligation to her mother. And her mother manipulated this a bit to her advantage, you see. And so she began to feel a little like this. You might recognize this feeling. The phone would ring, she would look, it would be her mother, and inside, her insides would contract. Right? This is a sign when you feel your insides contract versus opening. Oh, that's my mother. You see, it wasn't that. It was, ugh. So, to answer your question, in that instance, why was she feeling that way? There was a sense of obligation to pick up the phone and talk to her mother, and a sense of guilt if she did not. And also a fear that her mother would not love her if she changed the dynamic of the relationship. So in order to move against that fear, to begin to shift it, transmute it to love, the loving thing to do was to not pick up the phone. Let it go to voicemail and wait until she had done some interior work before returning the call. And began some inquiry about that. And so there were times when she would send back a text response or not visit when she really, quote, should have, and those sorts of things. And very simple things that we do that we feel we are doing in love, but maybe we've done them for so long that we cease to look at them with awareness and consciousness. Like saying, love ya. This vessel would call his wife on that. Wow, you just said I love you to your daughter and it sounded really flat. There was no energy in it. He was calling her out on this sense of obligation and guilt, that and it's simply a habit of the mind to say these words without really thinking about them or meaning them. And so when you feel a sense of obligation, let's say perhaps it's for Thanksgiving, you feel obligated to go to thus and such and be and do such and such. And so maybe it's time to move in a different direction. And so this vessel, some years ago, made a phone call and said, Mom, I don't want to go to the big family gathering anymore. I just want to be with my kids on Thanksgiving. Were there some repercussions? So yes. But she came into alignment with her soul and what was important, and ceased to do the things that she was doing out of obligation. Now, if she at some point really wants to go to the family gathering and be there and see her family, and she can do that from a place of love, then wonderful, so be it.